Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Mike, aka Scarfinger, aka PTC AC representer, and I am making some wax melts today. I thought about possibly going live, but the logistics of going live doesn't really work in my favor today, but that'll probably be a thing. I just wanted to first show y'all a little bit about, what I've been doing. So, all of these wax melts that you see in front of you are things that I've made already. Everything in this box, this box here is 2 deep, and these are all finished wax melts. They're all finished, they're labeled, and they're ready to go. And I'm working on a mechanism of being able to sell these. As of right now, I'm just selling them directly. So if you want to, you can contact me. Contact information is in the description. Facebook, I think my email is there. I might even put a phone number, because I do have a phone number that I use for business purposes. So then we can set that up. And then in front this is everything that I made yesterday, and so this stuff hasn't been labeled yet, and very soon, possibly tomorrow evening, these will be ready to go too. I wanted to build up a lot of inventory to be able to start selling. I got a lot of different fragrances, and I hope that no matter what happens, when you're ready to buy, you can find something that you enjoy. And then with these, of course, I made these, and then these sample cups. I'm including these in the initial orders, but eventually these are going to have a cost. Probably they'll have a cost when I actually have to when I actually have to figure out labels and things for them. But for right now, they're just getting written on of what they are, and I'm just putting it in just as a thank you to the initial customers. But eventually these will have a cost also. I've also did a little bit of dabbling, and I've made some tins. This here is a wickless tin, and then you just take this and you put this on a base. I'm still testing these, so these aren't quite ready for showtime, not just yet, but when they are, I'll let you know. And then I've made a couple of these. I don't really have a lot of these, but these are actual candles in the tins. These are 8-ounce tins, the other ones are 6-ounce, and this actually has a candle in it. You like that? It's a candle. To be honest, these I made from things that I got from Hobby Lobby, and to be honest, the smell comes across way stronger on these than the other candles that I made. So that's the reason why the other ones are still in testing. And I do have 6 ounces that are actual candles. I've gave a couple out to test, and I've been testing them on my own. I'm not quite happy with the scent throw from these, so then this might be a back to the drawing board situation, or I might have to get a different kind of wax. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been working on. And like I said, I'm working on a mechanism to get them sold. I want to sell them directly initially, because I don't know how many I'm going to sell to justify the purchase of a website to sell them. I can go through Etsy. I do have an Etsy page kind of set up. I just kind of went on there just to see how the setup was, and I put like one painting on there. It didn't really turn into anything, but I do have an Etsy page, but I really want a Shopify. But I have to do enough to justify Shopify. So with that said, we're going to get into making some wax melts. Okay, so the first question that we ask ourselves is, what are we doing today? Well, I'll tell you what we're doing today. I made an order through Candle Science for some more supplies, some more wax, different fragrances to try, all that stuff. And UPS didn't actually ship my order the way that it was supposed to, so now I had to wait. I didn't really want to wait. So I decided to do something else. Well, I went back and I bought this kit from Country Lane, which is one of the kits that I started off with. And why did I do that? Good question. One of the fragrances that's inside of this kit, the Agave Nectar, which is the only one out of the three that doesn't have a label on it. You can see these two actually have labels on them. For some reason, that one doesn't. I don't know why. Don't ask me. Well, the Agave Nectar is probably, so far, is one of the most popular fragrances that I've used, and I've used a ton. Like, I've used a metric ton of actual different types of fragrances and all kinds of stuff. So I decided, why not get some more? But the thing about this is, it's only designed to make 4 of each fragrance, and I wanted to stretch that out a little bit. So, and each one of these is 11 ounces of wax. So I decided to take some wax that I had myself and make a full pound of wax. So I'm gonna take this, mix it with the wax that's in the bag, and then I'm going to melt this. Now I'll probably spare you the melting process. I will probably show you. Well, actually, no. There's nothing really to actually, like, I've already weighed this, so I'm just going to put this into the pot. The double boiler is already melting over there on the stove. I'm just going to put this into the pot and I'm going to melt it, and then I'll come back. I don't know if I'm going to record all 3 because the process honestly is exactly the same. So I don't know if it's a waste of your time to record all 3 of these just to put this up. Maybe I'll do something like that, doing multiple during like a live stream event once I actually get to a live stream event. But for now, I'm just going to use the things that they have. Plus, I'm going to add some more so I can get more melts out of this kit. Now, like I said, it's designed for 4. So I'm going to take 4 of the clamshells that they have. I'm going to add a couple of my own, and I'm going to try to see if I can stretch 6 out of these. So wish me luck. Here we go. I'll be back when the wax is melted. Alright, so now that my wax is sufficiently warm enough, let me bring this over here. Usually use a paper plate for like trash and stuff. I don't know if y'all can see that on the camera. It's warm enough, but just so I can get everything done faster, I'm going to take this and I'm going to pour all of the wax into this container. And this has 2 purposes. One, I can go ahead and get started on the other wax, and I can, you can actually see what's really happening here. So for this, the Agave Nectar requires this green dye chip. I think I'm really going to look into these dye chips because these dye chips work out a whole lot better than the dye I was using. So you just put that in there and you just kind of stir. And because the wax is warm, the color is going to kind of bleed out a little bit and eventually incorporate in all of your wax. Now you can put the dye chip in early, but you don't really want to do that because depending on how much dye you use, you can't see all the way through the wax. So it makes it harder for if you're when you're melting the wax, you can't really see if it's all melted the way that it should be, because wax is very temperamental and sometimes it works very well, sometimes it doesn't work very well at all. And sometimes you got to turn the heat up and all that other stuff. So And so I really just wait until this point where I actually color my wax. And as dark as this color gets, it's going to lighten up from what this is. So it always looks much darker because I'm using soy wax. All of the wax that I'm using, including the wax that I added, was soy. And I'm just using a wooden skewer to stir. People use different kind of things, and I was just making sure that, you know, I got something that was easy for me to get initially because I didn't know whether I was going to stick with this or not. So the wooden skewers are working very well for me. I got a whole pack of them for like $1. So now, because this is so dark now, I can't really tell if the dye chip is completely melted. So let me lift this up and put it towards the light for a second. It looks like it, but I'm gonna stir for a little bit longer just to be sure. And once the dye chip is done melting, then we're going to take another temperature and see where we are in order to put the fragrance oil in. Now, I usually let it come down a little bit before I put my fragrance oil in. I know a lot of people keep theirs up. So while I'm letting that sit, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the next batch. This will probably not be on camera, but well, the actual making of the others will not be on camera, but I will come back after they're all melt and they're all a little bit more solid and do kind of like the final part of the video. So that is the wax that I am adding to this with and then an additional reason why I moved everything to the glass pouring pitcher, measuring cup, whatever you want to call it, is the glass is really good, like really good, but for some reason it takes a lot longer to melt wax in that thing. So I like to melt the wax in my pouring pitcher and then transfer it later. So I'm gonna put this back in the double boiler, let that go ahead and get started, and we are going to check the temperature on this. Now I want this to be about 150, 160. When you take it off, it starts cooling down pretty rapidly, and this is about 160, so I can go ahead and add my fragrance oil. Now, adding the fragrance oil, a lot of people have different ways of doing it. I just add my fragrance oil. I usually set a timer for about 2 minutes. A lot of people say that you should stir while you're adding the fragrance oil. I don't really believe that that's a thing. I don't really think that that's a thing. But I'm making sure that I get pretty much every drop out of this thing because it all works. And this agave nectar smells really, really good. It smells like some really good soap. I don't know how else to describe it. It smells like really good soap to me. And I'm gonna set a timer for 2 minutes, and I'm gonna stir. So I'm probably gonna pause this part. Well, I'm gonna fast forward this part with no sound. Alright, so this is finished mixing, and basically what I'm going to do now is pour these into these clamshell molds. Now, I have not used this kit in quite some time. Like I said, this was one of the initial kits that I started off with. And somebody in my Facebook group, in one of the candle making Facebook groups, said that he was looking for more of these because the ones that we can get from Amazon were kind of flimsy. And I was like, poppycock, the ones that I get from Amazon are just fine. I was wrong about that. Comparatively between these, they don't look very different, but there is a substantial difference when you pick them up. Very, very substantial difference. So far, the ones from Amazon have been working fine for me, but if they stop working fine for me, I'm gonna try to find these. So I'm just getting a paper towel just so I can clean the front of this. I'm gonna take the skewer out, and I'm gonna put this in the front. And I know some people do these differently. I like to try to fill it close to the top, or like right at the top. Some people do it like right when it gets over the dividing lines here, but I like to actually try to fill these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fill all of these, and then when if I have any wax left, then I will put them into these, and these will serve as samples. And eventually, like I said, I might end up selling those too. But here we go. And like I said, these smell like really good soap. Almost done. Almost done with the clam shells. I don't really think I have enough for another clamshell, so I am going to use these cups. Well, correction, I'm going to use this cup because I had enough for one. So that is how these go. I am going to go ahead and make the other two batches, and then I will come back and I'll show you everything that I made once they start to solidify a little bit. These are going to take about an hour or so to really start solidifying, but after a couple of hours you'll be ready to close them and store them so they can completely cool down and make them easier to move and all of that. So I'll be back once I have all three done, because like I said, this process is exactly the same for all of them, and I don't think I really want to bore you with all of that. So I'll be back. Alright, welcome back, y'all. I have finished, it's been a couple hours since I finished all of these. As you can see, I've done all three, and also, like I was saying before, the colors that were in the melted wax, they get much lighter as they cool, which is fine with me. I have no issues. And this is pretty much the fruits of my labor. I got all of it done, and even with adding the extra wax, I could stretch it out a little bit more. So I got, you know, I got a couple of sample cups, and I got an extra 2 wax melts out of it by adding the extra wax that I took from my own wax to extend this kit. Now, I only really did this because my order was delayed thanks to UPS. So I just just wanted to do something, and also doing this kind of adds to what I'm really trying to do, which hopefully the goal in all of this is to be able to sell these. Initially, before my official launch, I'm going to be selling these directly, and to be honest, I think I'm going to lower the price a little bit. So I'm going to be selling these at about $5 each, and because when I actually launch, they're going to cost more than that, because I think I'm going to do more, but they're going to be more than that. So when I launch, they're going to be about six, seven, and then it's going to be tax and shipping and all of that kind of stuff, because I'm actually going to try to set up a Shopify website, but that's going to take a little bit of time because got to get the business stuff straight, all of that kind of stuff. But this point, they need to sit for a couple of days, but the only thing really left to do now is to just grab one and you just kind of close them. And then I'll work on labels. I got a little bit of frosting, but frosting is okay because you're using soy wax. And so I'm just gonna take these, kind of sit them aside, work on some labels, and then once I get the labels on the top and the safety sticker under the bottom, these will be ready to go in a couple of days. So keep tuned to everything that's going on around the whole PTCAC thing. The Facebook page is probably the best place right now to get information on what's happening, what I'm going to do, and how I'm going to do it. But yeah, just check your boy out. Like I said, I'm selling directly for now. I'll probably launch about November-ish, December, maybe, for the full launch. But until then, I'll be selling directly. So if you want to, you can, like I said, contact me. Contact information is in the episode description or the video description. And I'm going to keep making these melts because this is really fun to do, and sometime soon I'm gonna try. Candles are really difficult because they require a lot of testing to make sure everything's right. So I'm gonna keep testing candles and everything. Right now I even have a candle burning for later. So at the end of this, I'll put up a listing of all of the things that I have, everything, all of the different fragrances that I have. I don't think that the candles are really ready for prime time yet. I do have a few, but if you want to, holla at your boy. I might send you something. If you buy some wax melts, I might send you something for testing purposes, and you can let me know how it goes, and I'll do some testing on my own. I don't know how that's gonna go yet. We'll figure that out. Discounted rates and all that. But yeah, so just do the things, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and if you like cool wax melts and cool scents and all of that kind of stuff, I got much more coming. I got like at least about 6 or 7 new scents coming. So yeah, and then I'm going to be getting into trying to find some holiday fragrances, so there'll be some testing, making wax melts, that whole thing. So do the things, and if you're interested, holla at your boy. Like I said, Patreon members get a first crack at everything. As of right now, I only have a couple of Patreon members, so you have a very good chance of having a first crack at these. So with that said, peace out.